All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash, have honors to the apostles, senior elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to Yakim and to the elect that are scattered across the four corners of this earth, pushing this truth out in faith and sincerity. On the brother Shema Allah. And this should be a quick lesson right here. Because we had class today, and this is one of the scriptures that came up. See, basically going into, not glorying in yourself and bigging up yourself and showing yourself to be somebody, right? When the things that we know, right, the knowledge that we have, the faith that we have was all given unto us from the Most High as a gift. You see, everything we have, the Most High have given it unto us without, having to work for it, right? It's nothing that we have done in this world to obtain this knowledge that we have, to obtain the Holy Spirit. The Most High didn't show favor unto you because of something you accomplished in the world, about how well you were known. You could have been the popular kid. You could have been the best on the basketball team, or whatever. A big influence, right, on a lot of people. You see, a lot of people might have looked up to you, this and that, but hey, the Most High don't choose people off of that, right? Off of the physical appearance or off of something carnal, right? You could go back to the story with King David, right? Before he was King David, right? When Samuel was sent to anoint a king of one of Jesse's sons, and Samuel seen one of Jesse's sons, and that he basically, this guy looked the part. Like, this guy had to be the king, right? He probably was tall and buff as hell, right? The look that he probably had, he probably was perfect in the eyes of Samuel. Hey, but the Most High said, look, I don't look at man, how you look at man, basically. Because he said, I'm worried about the spirit, and the spirit is inside of a man. You see? So, nevertheless, let's get into it. This is Jeremiah 9:23. Thus said Yahweh, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich man glory in his riches, but let him that glorieth glory in this. Right? So it said, don't glory in your wisdom. Because where does this wisdom come from? The wisdom comes from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We speaking their words. We speaking Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's words. Right? We was set up to teach and to preach a message that's not even ours. So the knowledge that we have was given unto us, right, to teach. And it could be taken at any time. You see, it says, neither let the mighty man glory in his might. I mean, because even when you go in with that, men of war, when we went to war, if the Most High went on our side, it wouldn't matter how mighty we were. It wouldn't matter how strong we were. If the Most High wasn't on our side, we would fall. And it says, let not the rich man glory in riches, because it says easy for the Most High to make a man rich, and it's also easy for him to make a man poor. The Most High could take it from you. Hey, you ain't in the right spirit, the Most High could jack you up. But it says, but let him that glory in this. So if you're going to glory, this is what you should be glorying in. That he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am Yahweh, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For these things I delight, said Yahweh. So if you're going to glory, man, just appreciate and thank the Lord that you even understand this truth, that you understand Him, right? That you got the true names, Yahweh and Yahushua, right? That you know the will of the Most High, right? That the Most High have given you, right, the tools you need for salvation, because everybody's eyes, all the Israelites, trying to Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans' eyes are not going to be opened up onto this. 2/3 that will have to perish. Everybody's not gonna get the same chance that you are getting at salvation. You could be able to hope for elect, right? We could be able to hope for elect, the ones that are called into this thing, right? We can very well be those men. Like, but hey, this is of the Lord. It's not of us, though. It ain't of us. It ain't of us. We here to do the work of the Lord. It's like when Yahweh Shah was here. Hey, he said, I came to do the will of my Father. Right? My meat is to do the will of my Father and to finish His work. My doctrine is not mine, but His that sent me. Hey, we coming in that same state. Yahweh Shah sent us out, man. Matthew 10:5 and 6. Right? Matthew 22 and 9. Go ye therefore into the highways. Right? And Matthew 10:5 and 6, he says, go into the house of Israel and to teach. All right, and go not to the Gentiles. It's the same thing the Most High told Ezekiel. He says, eat this roll. Who is that roll? Yahushua. Ultimately, right? These scriptures, because Yahushua is the word, right? So we ate this word, right, which is Yahushua. You see, we learned these scriptures, then we went out and taught, right? Based off of what the Most High have given us, based off the knowledge that the Most High has bestowed upon us. So glorying in ourselves and being prideful, that shows that you don't understand. If you do those things, you don't understand what the truth is really about. All right, because Yahweh Shai is supposed to get all the glory. That's what the glory is for. You see? That's the lesson. This was just something real quick. All right, so with that, I'm going to say shalom.